right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Hustle Decoded Entrepreneurship from the Ground Up. My name is Kelvin. I'm the founder and CEO of the Hustle Decoded. And usually, what we do is we talk about entrepreneurship, we talk about personal development, and throw some current events in there. But I would be remiss if we didn't talk about this election. And guys, this is the perfect article for it. But before we get right into it, guys, do me a favor. If you are at all interested in these series of topics, these current events, or you are interested in personal development, entrepreneurship, and some of the things you're going to encounter on your entrepreneurship journey, do me a favor. Hit that like button, subscribe, comment below. I want to know your thoughts after I get done with this article here. Because like this article stated, this is an election like no other. So let's get started, guys. The question on everybody's mind is going to be, are we going to get an election result on election day? Or election night, I should say. Well, the networks are already pledging for caution on an election night like no other. Now, guys, I'm not going to go through this whole article with you guys, but I'm just going to give you the spin. There is a lot on the line. You guys, like myself, got quote-unquote duped by the polls. The polls were wrong. The mainstream media was wrong. And there's been a distrust of the media ever since because the numbers were wrong. So pollsters, if the poll people are not right this time, or if anything goes wrong, or if they miscalculate or they drop the ball, I would predict, if I put my business hat on, I would predict that pollsters practically, there is a place for them, but they would have next to no job. I'm just going to say that right now. Numbers are important. Certain numbers are important. Data is important. But if they, for some odd reason, get this wrong, they're going to be having a validity crisis like no other. Same thing with the media. You know, the media, a lot of people don't trust the media. This isn't red or blue. This is a lot of people not trusting the media. A lot of that has to do with, you know, kind of the political climate that we're in. A lot of it has to do with kind of the pandemic and everything that's kind of going on around it, on top of the political climate that we're in. But there's a lot of distrust on many fronts. So the networks are making sure that they get this right, and they're erring on the side of caution, which they absolutely should. Everybody would like to get a result on election night so that this can be over and done with. Everybody that I've talked to, whether you are Republican or Democrat or independent, everybody just wants it over with. Now, you can talk about the political unrest. You can talk about, you know, what may or may not happen in terms of, you know, if the president were to lose, if he were to leave willingly, and all this other, you know, kind of fringe stuff that people kind of think of. And, you know, it's in the back of a lot of people's minds. I mean, the data supports that as well. You know, there's a lot, but again, there's a lot on the line with what the numbers are going to tell us. And this is exactly why I started making videos on this particular topic about the data points that we should be looking at, that the mainstream media is either not looking at right away or not going to tell us right away. And those numbers are going to speak a lot louder once those numbers come in. Um, there's 3 states right now, and I'll do that in another video, but there's 3 states right now that have some election rules, and it doesn't really matter what side of the fence you're on, whether you're team red, team blue, Republican, or Democrat. Their election rules are kind of wonky. You know, we're in an economic situation. You guys know what that situation is. And there's been a large number of voter turnout as a result, right? And due to the pandemic, due to the economic situation that we're in, there's been a large number of mail-in ballots, and some of those state rules, particularly these 3 states that are going to be up for grabs, have election rules as to that they are not going to open up these ballots until 7 a.m. election day. Does not matter what side of the fence that you sit on. That's kind of wonky compared to some of the other states. Again, there's some red states. I know here in the state of Arizona, they started literally on the 28th of October. So a large portion of those numbers are going to be in when the polls close on election night in Arizona. But there's 3 states, specifically Michigan, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, some toss-up states that is going to take probably a week or more in order for them to get the numbers right due to the high volume of mail-in ballots and the voting rules that they have that says that they cannot start counting until 7 a.m. election day. So with that said, what does that mean? Are we going to get a result on election night? Guys, it's still too hard to tell. You guys need to look at some other videos of mine that is going to be a large tell. I know there's places that is going to give us a huge indicator as to where things are going to go. I think Florida, I'll leave a link in the description or up above that talks about Florida and what county you guys should be looking at. Also, I'm going to be saying when Arizona poll closes, talk about Texas a little bit. All these things are going to be little indicators of what's going to happen on election night. And again, do we know? I'm going to say it, and I'll just make a prediction right now. I think it's highly unlikely that we get a quote unquote result. However, I think that if certain things take place, we will get an idea of where the election is going to go. And I talk about some of that stuff in some of my other videos, and I talk about some of the stuff that are affecting the numbers as they are right now. Do me a favor, guys. Do you think I'm on the right track? I'm going to be making a series of videos between now and election day Tuesday. I will give my prediction on who I think will win the presidency. But I want to know you guys' thoughts. Do me a favor, hit the like button, subscribe, comment below. Again, we're going to talk about this all the way up until election day. I'll give my thoughts afterwards, whether it goes one way or the other. Either way, you're going to get thoughts from me. And then we're going to go back to regularly scheduled programming. But we got to talk about this right now, baby. Entrepreneurship from the ground up. This is the Hustle Decoded. And with that, guys, I'm out.